Warning, sarcastic commentary, spontaneous references, and random theories ahead. Watch at your own risk. Hello everybody, this is Discombobulate Gamer, and welcome back to part 3 of Detention. Now if you missed the previous episodes, I would highly recommend going back and watching them. I'm going to do my best to try to summarize them right now. But honestly, I'm not even sure exactly what's going on in this game, so summarizing this is going to be fun. But in case you're not familiar with Detention, it is a Taiwanese horror game that came out, I believe, in January of this year. It's really awesome so far. It's very eerie, it's very creepy, and we don't really know what's going on. We're currently playing as this girl, Ray, who is right here, who is kind of in this alternate, I'm going to call it an alternate reality. It's sort of, I don't know what's going on, but we have these creatures that are chasing us called the Lingered, which are the souls of the, I'm assuming they're the souls of the Lingered. I don't know what that means. Our pal, Wei, from our first episode, we found dead, hanging upside down, and then we had to slit his throat, which was really fun. But where we are currently is we are up on the 3rd floor of our school. We received a phone call telling us to come to the counselor's office on the 3rd floor. So let's get into this. I don't even know exactly what our goal here is, except to possibly get out of this nightmare world that we're in. But let's jump into this and see what's going on. So you can hear those lovely sounds. Those are the Lingered. They are lovely, lovely, lovely creatures that are kind of like half ghost, half zombie things that they just make your skin crawl. I'm not a fan of them. And they like to kill you. So. Oops, I forgot. Now let me explain real quick, because I know this is probably going to seem kind of weird. I actually played this episode. I recorded this episode, so I got about 30 minutes past this point. And then as soon as I saved it, I realized that my recording software was not set up correctly, and it ended up corrupting the whole file. So what you guys don't realize is that I went through and replayed this entire game to get back to this point. So if I seem to know things in the next 30 minutes, that's what's going on, is that I had to replay this, which is why I know you can be killed by the Lingered, because I got to experience that. It's lovely. Not really. And I know this part right here, when I touch this door, what's going to happen next, I don't like. Because in my first recording, I had to play through the sequence like 4 or 5 times. So let's jump into this. I apologize that this isn't, you're not seeing my very first reaction to this because it got corrupted. But that's just kind of par for the course sometimes when you're recording video games. Or recording anything, really. It's locked. Okay, so this is what happens. I don't like this thing either. I don't like all of the creatures in this. This is the hand monster, as I like to call him. Ugh, he's just freaky. I just don't like him, and Ray does not run fast. Come on, please, please, please run a little faster. Please. Please run a little faster. Please. He's gonna get us, and I'm gonna have to repeat this multiple times. Come on. Please. Run a little faster. A little faster. Please. There we go. Go in the door. Go in the door. Go in the door. Go in the door. Got it. Whew. Oh, that sequence is just disturbing. I just don't like it. Okay. Amitabha Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, Amitabha Buddha. Someone wrote Buddha's name all over the wall. Because that's not creepy at all. Okay, counseling record. Piece of ripped counseling record, age 17. Mother is a housewife, negative, troubled attitude, constant tardiness, gradually improving, require follow-up. Encouraged leisure activities such as reading. Signed by faculty members, counselor Chang Ming Wei, homeroom teacher Yin Sui Han, who I'm currently suspecting is the Miss Yin from the beginning of the game. If you missed it, Miss Yin was teaching us about history, and then she got dragged off for questioning by this guy, Bai Guo Fong. If you can tell, I'm not Taiwanese. I don't speak any Asian languages. He's this military instructor who apparently is a ruthless killer. And then Principal Shen Gin, who we don't know much about other than he was also a military guy. Oh, and surprise, we are not in the school anymore. I know, my reactions are not as good having played through this again. But what I'm taking that whole transition to be is that counseling record that we got was her counseling record. So let's look around her room. My bed. I sleep much better on my own bed. That comment's really interesting. It makes me wonder, and my suspicion is she doesn't spend a whole lot of time at her house, as we will see. Someone cleaned the desk up for me, probably Mom. I feel like there's no privacy in this house. I think that's the reason, and then you can hear in the background there's some arguing. She just doesn't feel comfortable at home. They say I should enjoy my youth, but I find it difficult. What happens after graduation? Where should I go? Will I end up like Mom? Stop worrying so much, Ray. Life moves on regardless. Be hopeful. At least this weekend's going to be. See, I don't like a lot of the clues I'm getting right now. And I'm wondering if I'm wondering if this is an abusive household is what I'm wondering at this point. And I'm wondering if she's dealing with some depression just based on some of the comments that I'm seeing in this, how she's talking, especially to her mirror, and then how she was talking to her mirror in, I think it was in one of the previous episodes where she was in the bathroom. It was part of Mom's dowry. I don't know, though. What? Mom's throwing my stuff away without telling me? Old photograph in the truck. It's easy to say that her home life is not what it should be. A quote is written on it. Remember, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. And I think I disagree with this last statement right here, no good thing ever dies. I think there are some good things that never die, but I think that there are good things that do die. And that's part of what makes life really sad sometimes. I hate it when she does this. They're fighting again. Yeah, it's just not a good home life. Feeling a bit sleepy now. I should go back to bed. Go to bed. Yes, let's go to bed. If a paper plane could whisk my dreams away from here, where I could wake up and find myself in a foreign land, to start a new life as a stranger to all. Oh, how wonderful that'd be. And we're waking up in a chair again. Really, Ray, you need to stop falling asleep in chairs. They're not very comfortable. It's probably not good for your back or your posture. And it's really a cool design mechanic. Like, I like that it's raining paper airplanes. That's a really pretty and interesting design choice. Paper airplanes, I'm sure, are going to have a lot to do with this game as we proceed. Like, the little icon for the game is a paper airplane. The field's collapsed here. Everything's flooded into a river of crimson mud. Really, Ray? You think it's mud? There doesn't seem to be an end. Really? Crimson mud? Because I can think of another substance that's crimson that seems a whole lot more likely in this situation. Realistically, yeah. And I mean, I did play a little bit farther than this before I realized my recording was corrupted, so I know a little bit, but not a whole lot. Our flagpole stand. The rope. I can't read. The ropes keep knocking on the poles. But it is interesting, that quote about the paper airplanes. It really reminds me of a quote from an anime that I really like called Erased. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's really, really good. I don't know the name of it other than the English name, because I really only speak English. That's my primary language. But it's really a really interesting anime. It's a really good anime, and I'm wondering if, like, there's some similarities, so I'm just wondering. Like, I'll just put it at that. I analyze stories a lot, and so I like to try to figure out and predict where the story's going. So far, I can't really predict much with this game, other than, like, something's going on. There's a lot going on. Obviously, we are not in Kansas anymore, and I want to figure out why and how and what and where and when and all of that fun stuff. And how, especially. And why. There's a note on the desk. Hebei Wuchang. Hebei Wuchang. Black and white impermanence. Wow, I really can't read. According to legends, they are two ancient officials. During a routine inspection, misfortune befell them, and they perished trying to protect one another. The Lord of the Dead, seeing their loyalty, appointed them the duty of messengers of death. It was then that people who died would see them arrive to claim their souls. Yeah, they look absolutely lovely. And I really don't like his tongue. That's kind of disturbing. And then I'm going to show you right now, because I'll show you why this is important. You can notice there is like a sword. He's holding a sword. And this guy's holding, at first I thought it was a feather duster, but it turns out it's a fan. And I'll show you why that's important here. And let's save, because I know my recording is working now, so I feel confident in saving. And if we go over here, we have these massive doors. And this guy has a tongue, just like the guy in the illustration. 2 figures are carved on the door. These are supposed to be guardians, but they look more like the Hebei Wuchang. Their hands look like they should be holding something. What could they be missing? I don't know. Maybe a sword and a fan. But anyways, okay, so now we're in this area that I'm not exactly sure what it is. It kind of reminds me of a military bunker in some ways. But we're looking for a fan and a sword, so that way we can get through those doors. So let's jump into it and see what's going on. A puppet theater on a hand-drawn cart. During summer break, the boys in class would use this as their battle tank. Unfortunately, they quickly broke the wheels. There's a note on the cart. Yay! More bad guys, just what we need. Lantern Spectre. An illustration of the Lantern Spectre. If you chance upon a lantern spirit, avert your gaze and stand unmoving. When it comes near, still your breath, do not panic, and it will keep on moving. Okay. I also have to apologize. It is autumn in full swing now, and I am losing my voice because of those pesky allergies. So I apologize. I'm going to do my best, and we'll just have to make it work. Thankfully, this game doesn't have a whole ton of voices in it. Oh, creepy stuff. The glass beakers here are from our biology lab. They are holding puppets inside. Ugh. I went to a museum once that had all sorts of weird body stuff like that. I mean, it was interesting, but I'm not necessarily a huge fan of it. A large mass of puppets hanging from the ceiling. I don't like puppets. I really don't. I don't like anything that's human looking, that's not human, because it shouldn't move. But in these types of games, they always end up moving. A brick furnace. I remember back then, Mom said she burned spirit money to bless our health and good fortune. I always thought of it as closer to dealing with the devil. Ugh. Okay, so if my experience with point-and-click adventure games tells me anything, we need to be looking for spirit money. Yay! I really don't like those puppets. This game does a really good job of building on horror elements without actually ever using jump scares, or it's used a couple. Very few jump scares, just by introducing elements of the game that are just unnerving, like the puppets. They're something that most people find slightly eerie and slightly unnerving, and they do a good job of weaving these in to this game to just create a really kind of creepy and just unsettling atmosphere and experience. The door is locked from the other side. This should lead to the atrium. We're gonna go back downstairs. I went downstairs in the last episode, and I do not like it down here. Even seeing it a second time, I'm still freaked out by this. I don't like this. I don't like this. A kneeling figure with a wooden token on its back. Can't really tell who it is with a hood on its head. Yeah, this, before we go any further, just to kind of remind you, this is a mature game. It's gonna be creepy. So yeah, we'll get through it together. We'll get through it. A kneeling figure. There's some blood on its hood. Yay, that just fills me with confidence. The temple's divine incense burner. Before we pray, Mom always lights 3 incense sticks. She tells the gods her name and birthplace, then launches into a spiritual drivel. She often lays her many problems and wishes upon them. Why does she not tell a real person? Instead, they fall upon an invisible god. So, there's some conflict between Ray and her mom. And I don't like this. This is what I was talking about. The cell's empty. It smells like rotting plants, with just enough eeriness and eerie elements to make it be unsettling. Like, this is awesome. This really instills terror and creepiness. Like, it's really, it just ups the suspension so much. Not by having a scary image or anything, but by noticing that all the other cells had somebody in them, and then to have this empty open cell. It's just very unsettling. I do not like this whole section. Another kneeling figure. Who are these supposed to be? I don't think I want to know who these are supposed to be. A metal door. It's locked. That's the thing. And Ray also is very, like, nonchalant with this whole thing. It's just like, oh, hey, I'm stuck in this alternate realm. But none of this is bothering. It's the weird stuff. It's like, oh, who are these people? Instead of like, oh, hey, why was my buddy Way killed in such a horrible way? Yeah. Anyways, we got the spirit money, so let's go on back. Ooh, I don't like that sound. I don't like this. The cell is empty. I don't like this. And she just never comments on any of this, because it's like, it's just, I just don't like this. I don't like this. All right, we're gonna get out of this. We're gonna get out of this bottom. I just don't like this basement area. It's really creepy, as is most basements. Like, basements are just not. Oh, why am I going upstairs? I want to go downstairs. It's just not a good situation. So we're gonna go back downstairs so we can do the spirit money, which was in here. It's just a very unsettling game. Like, it's beautiful and I love it. And that's what makes it such a good horror game, is that it's just unsettling enough. But it's also got a really good story, which I really like so far. I mean, I don't know the whole story. I don't know what's going on, but so far it seems very well thought out, and it seems like there's a lot more going on here. So let's do the spirit money. Oh, otherworldly spirits, I offer this spirit money to ask for your protection. Yes, please protect us. Please protect us. The fire went out? The furnace has suddenly gone cold. Is something in there? How can this be? It should have been reduced to ashes if it was inside. Really, Ray? That's what you're going to question here? You're going to question how the fan wasn't, like, burned instead of questioning, I don't know, maybe the lingered? Oh. Don't like sounds. I hear laughter. I don't like laughter. Let's go for it. Oof. I don't like puppets. I don't like puppets. Like, they're kind of cool, but not in horror games. So what I found out when I was replaying the game is that when you die, you come to this little, it's another realm, and there's this old lady sometimes who tells you basically how to fix your mistakes. These human-like objects are filled with evil over time. Deal with them as with the lingered. And she'll usually say more things if you can kind of, like, get her dialogue to go away. You gonna say anything else? She's kind of like the tutorial, except for when you die. Which is it's a pretty cool mechanic, because it's really frustrating when you just die and die and die and don't realize why. Foul thoughts gather and accumulate until they one day take a life of their own. They begin to twist into a monstrous storm. Like, I like the fact that the game explains why you die and how to avoid dying. Because it gets really frustrating. Oh, no, don't run that way. It's really frustrating when you play a game and you die and you don't realize how to fix it. So let's go through these puppets. I really don't like them. I mean, seriously. One of the most successful horror series of all time, Five Nights at Freddy's, works on this exact fact that things that look human and things that are not supposed to move, like, when they move, it's terrifying. I don't like it with animatronics. I don't like it with puppets. I don't like it with anything. Alright. So I'm going to go upstairs now and explore upstairs. This goes up to the roof. The gate's locked. Okay. Roots are growing out of the seams. The door is completely blocked. A pungent, mossy smell permeates. Okay. Yay! Old projectors! Great. There are various films on this rack. They seem to be all tangled together. The film in the media room is being projected from here. Our military education class often played political propaganda. The instructor always has a million things to say about whatever happens in the film. Are there any other films I can play? I'm sure, Ray. I'm sure. Oh, no, I don't want to hold my breath. I didn't find a recording in the last episode, like a thing in the last episode, but I'm sure I will find one. I'm sure that there is like a tape somewhere, like not a tape, a projector reel somewhere to find. Oh, that is just lovely, just lovely. And there's a grave. Why is there a grave in the classroom? And it's interesting to see, like it's obviously been here for some time because there's grass, and I know that obviously reality doesn't work in the same way in this realm, but it's just interesting because this has clearly been here for some time. So I don't know if we're just in the future or in a weird twisted version of the future or what. Well, look at this. An unmarked grave embedded in the middle of the room. There shouldn't be anything buried underneath. I love how she doesn't question the grave. She just is like, oh, don't worry, there's nothing underneath. It's just a stone. Ugh. Okay, let's take the incense sticks. Yes, let's take them. Great. Because this isn't creepy at all. Not at all. The grave of Wei Chengting? Oh, right. Wei, he already... Is the legacy of the deceased always just a mere rock? See, I miss Wei. I didn't want anything bad to happen to Wei. I liked Wei. He was my favorite character. Like, Ray, you're cool, but not as cool as Wei. We've got... when did all this writing appear? Snitcher. Is this about an informer? Okay, and so that's kind of I noticed, like, I got to this point before I had to restart my game, and when I was replaying the game, I was kind of noticing things. I do think that this whole game is revolving around an incident that occurred at the school. At the very beginning of the game, we see Miss Yin, and she is being taken away for questioning. And then obviously something happened. We see graves everywhere. Like, it's really obviously not a good situation. My theory is that someone... Like, we also see these posters saying, hey, if you know of someone who is, sympathetic with, I think it's China, with mainland China, come tell us, you'll be rewarded, that kind of thing. And so it looks like someone snitched. Someone told the military guy about Miss Yin being involved in something she shouldn't. And my theory is there's also a piece of paper we got about a book club that was reading prohibited books, and I'm wondering if she was kind of leading that. And like a whole bunch of people got caught up in that. Like, maybe they weren't even a part of it, but they still were considered a part of it. And I think that this school was just basically, like, it was like a witch hunt, basically, is what I'm thinking. It was just not good. That's what my theory is, at least at this point. And so I'm thinking this all has to do with an informer, and I don't know. But we don't really know anything else. I don't really know anything else yet. I'm just kind of working theory. And this lovely gentleman is the lantern spirit, who I really don't mind. He's kind of funny looking, actually. Like, he's so tall. I don't like him sniffing my hair. That's kind of creepy. But, like, also look at his tiny feet. His feet are smaller than my feet. Like, I don't know. That just makes it just seems really funny to me. And I haven't died to him yet. And so it just kind of, I don't know. I like him. He's a lot nicer than the Lingered or the Hand Monster. Like, he at least doesn't have, like, the really weird sound effects, and he's not a puppet, so I'm okay with it. But you know what I'm not okay with? Having to go down to the freaking basement. This is the, like, it's wonderful game design. It's awesome game design. But this whole section is just really, it's just unsettling. Okay, so let's do our incense sticks. I do as Mom does, with incense in hand. Ignoring the kinds of prayers she'd prefer, I ask the gods only for a way to live as myself. Which is interesting, right? Like, out of all of the things you could ask for, to live as yourself. I mean, Like, that's a really amiable goal. Like, that's an awesome goal. Everybody should live kind of like as themselves. But here's the thing. You're stuck in this alternate dimension. You have seen awful creatures coming after you. You have seen your friend dead. Well, I'm going to call him your friend. I know you just met him. But he was dead. Like, couldn't you pray for, like, more protection or to get out of here or something? Instead of just, I want to be my own person. Like, I know, I'm being a bit sarcastic and snarky right now, but seriously, like, that just strikes me as a really weird thing to pray for in this situation, because this is not a nice situation. Anyways, what was that sound? The sound of horribleness coming to kill you, Ray. That is what all of the sounds in this are. I'm just gonna go nice and slow. And that door is open! Yay, I am not okay with this. The prison gate is open. The wood token on the statue's back is loose. Yay! We got the sword! Woohoo! It's just very unsettling. It's like, great design. It's fabulous. I love this game. I really do. I'm really excited to see where it's going, see what's going to happen. It's just also very unsettling, which is great. Like, I mean, it's awesome. Okay. So, we now have the fan, and we have the sword. So let's open this bad boy up. Okay, I'm pretty sure you had the fan. And I'm pretty sure you had the sword. Fabulous. Okay. A chill air drifts inward. Ooh, okay. So, when we were reading the paper about them, they said that they were like the messengers of death. Like they appeared to people right before they died. So I have a hunch that really bad things are going to happen if we go through there. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to save the game, and we can figure out what goes on in that door next time. I don't want to get down there and have to run from all sorts of awful creatures and make this video into a really, really long video. So let's just save it for now, and we'll see you guys on the next episode, and we can hopefully find out more of what's going on here. Hopefully my voice will be a little bit better in the next episode. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking of this game. Let me know what your theories are. Please no spoilers, because I'm really enjoying this game, and I don't really want to see any spoilers. But yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to see what's going on. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!